Hi, welcome back to the channel. So a wee bit of an update on what's been happening as we head into winter. The leeks are drawn away, even though I only get 3. That one looks like it's going to be a whopper. I got the much awaited shed roof renewed yesterday. So probably my next video is going to be the shed tidy up. As you can see, it's a wee bit of a mess, so I need to get in there, evict all the spiders and get things into order. I've been doing a wee bit of shuffle around. So the veg trough, I'll put it there for the time being. It was here, but this here I'm going to board off and turn into another compost area. So I've got the leaf mulch in there, kindly supplied by my gardeners, Toby and Steve. Thanks, boys. I've got another one there. I've got the dialect, which I hope they're going to fill for me tomorrow when they drop off some leaves. I've decided this raised bed for next year is going to go there. So I've just put some, it was purple sprouting broccoli. Just put that at the bottom, a few twigs. Put some leaves in there. Then I'll top it up with compost, ready for next year. That, I think, is going in the greenhouse. I'm going to grow tomatoes in that, the polytunnel. I've got a raised bed for next year as well. So I've got some spent compost and some compost materials below the cardboard. I've just put the bags of topsoil in there for the moment. So I'll be getting that prepared over the next few weeks. A couple of bags of farmyard manure, which I'll use throughout the beds. I've prepared that wee area there. That's where I had my broad beans last year. I'll probably put some of that manure in there, maybe one bag of topsoil, because that soil's pretty good. The beans, there's still a few flowers on there. And there's 2 or 3 beans. I'll just leave them there for the minute. See if I can get any more beans out of them. Because I'll take that down when I need to. The compost bins drop a bit, so I can add more green to that. These 2 beds, that had cabbages in it. I left that out as a sacrificial cabbage for the slugs. And they did destroy it, but it looks like it's coming back, so I don't know if it'll come too much going into winter, but I'm going to leave it, see what happens with that. So this side, I had tomatoes in, but these things, because I just got the allotment this year, I was just throwing things in because I wanted things to be growing. This here, I cleared all this back to my boundary fence. This was an allotment that nobody's ever been on this year that I've seen, so I don't know if they've gave up. What I'm going to do throughout the winter is I'm going to dig out all the brambles, and there's some raspberries down there. And then at least if I clear all that, I'm not going to have what I had this year with the bindweed and the brambles and everything growing through. These raspberries, once the leaves are off them, I'm going to cut them down and I'm going to transfer them into the black pots and grow them in pots. And then I'll make better use of that bed. That's where my onions were. One of the greatest, but they were okay-ish. This is another raised bed. So I'll get that filled up over the winter. And that'll be planted up next year. The fig, that's going to get into the polytunnel for protection out of the winter. No, I don't think it really needs to, but it'll no do any harm. I'll stick it in there anyway. These are my overwintering onions. So I think I've got 28 in there. And then I've got more in the bathtub round the corner. This is where my sweet corn was. It's done okay, to be fair. That was a pumpkin that one of my neighbours gave me. I just stuck it in there. It's no, except for it ground, it's not really produced any pumpkins, but that's probably because I wasn't really keeping on top of the weeds. Because it was more about the sweet corn, which I did get a fair crop of, even though the rats did get a bit of it as well. These nasturtiums have obviously been there previously, they just popped up. But I'll probably get clear of that over the next few days. Bottles on top of the cans. Health and safety first and all that. Apple tree, that produced a fair amount. That's more or less done now. The rest of the overwintering onions, I've just put that on there to protect them for the birds. Then once they start to show green, I'll put some leaf mulch on top of them. One of my wee flower areas, so I've got comfrey in there, which I think is a must, because it can be used for fertiliser. Nasturtiums always do well, and they're self-seeders. I've got borage that I just fired a few seeds all over the place, that's come up. The idea with that is, this area here up to the tree, the apple tree, I'm hoping that all that will spread across, and I'm just going to have like borage and nasturtiums on this area. So I don't think there's much I can grow next to the tree. Rosemary bush in this area, not too sure what I'm going to do with that yet. That lemon balm in the pot, I've never done much with it this year, but next year I bought a herb dryer, a mesh thing, which I'll dry off some of them, and I can make lemon balm tea and some other concoctions. The ponds, that's netted up now to catch the leaves. February, March time, I'll be going on the hunt for frog spawn. It all helps with the slugs. This champagne rhubarb, which I thought I hadn't taken, that's came good. That was a crown that I bought out of home base. This area here, it looks a bit of a mess, and you've got the bindweed. But I'm thinking I might leave that as a wee bit of a wildlife area, because I think that'll help contain the slugs a wee bit. I don't know, I might try that anyway. And it's no laziness to clear it, it's just I think a wildlife area is important, the same as flowers. So I'll end this video there, and I'll catch you all soon. Thanks for watching, bye.